Are you feeling a little bit FOMO for the altcoin market right now? And do you have the feeling like, shit, I see so many green numbers, maybe I should just step in right now before I'm gonna miss the complete run? I think this is what a lot of people struggle with at the moment. As you know, I'm not a big proponent of buying altcoins at the moment, and I would like to give you my view on why is that and how to keep your emotions under control. So if you like the video already, like the video, subscribe to the channel, turn the bell notification on. I spilled my coffee all over myself, and I am not gonna clean this up before this video is done. Okay, I was lying, I cleaned it up. I should maybe make an NFT out of my coffee cup, it's at floor price. Anyway, the altcoin market, it looks very fantastic. And yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not blind. Some altcoins are really mooning right now. The whole crypto market is doing very well, especially Bitcoin, which is overall the outperformer. And there are some altcoins that really do well as well. We have Pepe up with 92%, Mina Protocol 83%, even Gala is up with 53%, and so on and so on and so on. If you scroll a little lower towards the top 100, you can see some coins, of course, that are also up, but not that much. There are some coins that are not up, but those are, you know, mostly the stable coins. So everything is doing pretty well. However, what I think is really important is to ask yourself the question, why am I in crypto? Am I in crypto for the long term? Am I an investor in the bear market and a seller in the top of the next bull market? Or am I a trader? Because some people, if you, for example, you might look at other YouTube videos or follow people on Twitter, they might say some stuff about crypto, which might make you think that everything is doing really well. But they say that kind of stuff as a trader and not as an investor. And that might lead you to thinking that it's actually, when it comes to investing, also very good. What the fuck am I talking about? Well, I just opened my timeline and I saw, for example, Sheldon. He said right now the Bitcoin is ranging while the dominance is dropping, giving alts a chance for some gains. And if you look on a lower time frame, that might be true. However, if you look on the, you know, just the weekly, as I do as an investor, like, the Bitcoin dominance is dropping. I don't see a drop. Like, it peaked and it had a little wick right here and it's still sitting at a big ass green candle. But you know, if we look at Bitcoin, it's kind of the same, right? Also had a peak right here and it's now sitting at a big ass green candle. So it is not over the longer time frame that spectacular. What you want to see if you are an altcoin investor and you want to see a you know, an alt season, you really want the dominance to go down very hard. But as you can see clearly, it is in a major uptrend, and you know, altcoins might do well, but it's everything but an alt season, right? An alt season is what altcoins outperform Bitcoin. Well, that's definitely not the case right now, of course, but some people, they don't care about Bitcoin. They don't care about altcoins on their Bitcoin pair. They just have dollars, or they have altcoins, or both, and they want to have a position which makes them money, but they don't mess around with Bitcoin pairs. In that case, I would like to discuss as well, if you feel this FOMO right now, right? What should you do? Should you now just, you know, deploy your stable coins into the altcoin market because you feel like, yeah, it's going up now, I'm gonna miss out? Or should you maybe wait a little bit? Well, let's talk a little bit about that as well, because that's, to put it like that, it's not my strategy. The people that have been following this channel, they may know what my strategy is. If you don't, very quickly, my strategy is I am dollar costing Bitcoin for a while now, with $1,000 every week, every Monday or Tuesday, and Bitcoin is definitely doing well. So my bags are growing pretty well. Why is this my strategy? Well, because in these pre-halving years, history showed us that Bitcoin is the outperformer and altcoins follow later, right? Also, altcoins in this stage of the market are still pretty dangerous. If you look at 2019, we are now, you know, somewhere here, we could still have this drop, and that's why altcoins really get hurt. Also, if we take a look at 2015, we are now somewhere here, right? So it could still go down very, very, very hard, but it's very hard also for people to even like, you know, think of that, like, oh, but it's now going up. How can we ever go down? It's a bull market right now. Yeah, look, guys, I mean, it is looking well, definitely. Bitcoin is up 122% from the bottom. However, please do keep in consideration that the last pre-halving year, 2019, Bitcoin was up 320% from the bottom. And it still went all the way down. So I'm not saying it will, but I am saying that it is very possible. It happened before, and not just once. It happened the exact pre-halving year in 2015 as well. So I'm not ruling out that, you know, this time is not different. But overall, if that happens, yeah, then, you know, altcoins have less liquidity than Bitcoin, so altcoins go down harder. And we all know Bitcoin is likely to survive, and with altcoins, yeah, it's like, we know some altcoins that are likely to survive, but the risk is higher, of course, right? Plus, Bitcoin is outperforming altcoins in these stages of the market. Now, there is one chart that you can use to see if that's the case, and that's the Bitcoin dominance, right? And the Bitcoin dominance is mooning. So, again, for everyone that wonders, like, hey, but what is an alt season? An alt season is where altcoins outperform Bitcoin. So you want the Bitcoin dominance to, you know, go down. This was an extreme alt season. This was an extreme alt season over here. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, you can see it. And this right here was an extreme alt season. We really had three, right? For the shorter term investors or traders, yeah, you can say like, yeah, but this was an alt season, this was an alt season, this was an alt season, this was an alt this, and this. But you know, I play a slightly longer time frame than that. So everything that happens in the meantime is kind of noise to me. But I'm not saying that what I do you should do. I'm just giving you my view on this, right? But therefore, I've been dollar costing into Bitcoin, and whenever I feel that the time is right. Well, I have some charts, of course, that show. Then I can convert my Bitcoin into altcoins. Now, the beautiful thing is, of course, that I got a couple of comments like from people that said like, yeah, you missed out on the bottom. First of all, you do not know if the bottom for altcoins is in. It's not all that spectacular. If you look, for example, Foco Forge now is also doing really well, right? Doing really well. Had a big ass green pump. But then again, how many of these have we seen over the last 2 years, right? Who says that it can't go here anymore? So was this the bottom? Yeah. Statistically, the chance is not very high, but it could be that this time it is. However, if you have Bitcoin, it doesn't matter because you already made money, so you don't have to play the risky altcoin game, and you already made money. And two, you can buy altcoins with your Bitcoin now. And since the Bitcoin dominance is up, all these altcoins are of course down on their Bitcoin pair, right? Foco Forge, for example, on its dollar pair, it's looking like this, right? So it's sitting kind of at the top of the range right now. If we look at the Bitcoin pair, it's looking slightly different. This is not even a range. This is a downtrend, right? This is a lower high, basically. So if you like have Bitcoin, yeah, you don't have to really worry about missing the bottom, because the bottom with a lot of altcoins is still being made, really. There are some coins that I can show you. For example, DOT is like, a lot of people said, yeah, you should have bought it here. Then again, I look at DOT on its Bitcoin pair and I'll be like, oh, the bottom was just like maybe like, well, somewhere this week, like 2 days ago or something. Like, yeah, it was yesterday, right? So I'm not that concerned about missing the bottom. So this strategy, one, you make money when the crypto market goes up. I mean, if the market goes up, it's because of Bitcoin and not because of altcoins. So if you were in Bitcoin, you make money anyway. And two, I'm fine, because if it goes down, yeah, then I can buy altcoins anyway with that Bitcoin and have extremely good entries. So that's what I really love. By the way, it's called, so I'm sitting like some fake ass gangster like this, but that's kind of what I'm looking at. Also, Gala, like I showed you, Gala, pretty big pump. But then again, I look at Gala on the Bitcoin pair and I'll be like, yeah, but like, okay, but look at this chart. Like, is this what we should ape in right now? This right here? I don't know. So, but that's my strategy. I know a lot of people, they don't apply that strategy, and that's totally fair. That's totally fine. I can argue in any way that this is the most safe and the most rewarding strategy. But still, if you feel like, nah, I don't want to have to do anything with Bitcoin, I just want to be in dollars and altcoins, and I see things pumping right now, what should I do? Okay, cool. Let's, for example, go back to Fomo Forged, right? What's interesting to me is that a lot of people are now talking about Fomo Forged, right? So where is it? Here. Because it had a big ass green candle, and it had a green candle this week of like 30%. Apart from the fact that I said like, okay, but it's still in the range, right? We have done this like, I don't know how many times over the last, well, 1.5 years basically. So statistically, you could just draw a line like this and a line like this, and you have a clear range, and then you can say to yourself, oh, it's now at the top side of the range. That's where we usually sell instead of buy. And then if it's at the downside, then you buy, right? And you also have to realize if it does break out, then it breaks out. Fuck it, let it go. Don't marry an altcoin. I think that's also something that people have sometimes a little trouble with, that they are so attached to an altcoin that they just don't want to miss out, and therefore they're gonna make these decisions by buying the lows or buying the highs, and if it goes down, they might sell it, and you do the opposite of what you basically do. But that's your emotions that are leading you to press the buy or the sell button, and not your common sense or anything based on the charts. But look at this. This is also quite interesting. If we I have the right chart right here, yeah. So look at this. Fomo Forged is up 30%. Everybody celebrates. Everybody feels great about it, right? And if you zoom in over the shorter term, like if you put it on an hour chart, right? If you look at the chart like this, it looks like this, right? Incredible. Incredible. Like if you are a trader, you want to look at these charts. If you are an investor, you can just get rid of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8, 12 hours charts. Like you don't even need it. Like I never look at this stuff, right? Because again, like I said, this happened so many times. And what happened every time it got to these tops, right? Every time it got to these tops, it went down again. So why should I now give a single shit about the fact that it was sitting here again, right? I don't. But then again, 30% up. Cool, but you can already see on the chart what I've drawn. If 30% is so spectacular, look how many times it went down 30%. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times. So 8 times from the top, it went down with 30%. Now we get an upwards move of 30%, and everybody feels like, yeah, the bull market is back and altcoins are doing very well, and this and that. I'm not trying to be negative. A lot of people, they sometimes think that like, yeah, you're too bearish, you're too negative. I'm not negative, but I'm also not new when it comes to this stuff. I've seen this before, and that's exactly what got me wrecked as well. Crypto goes down extremely hard, like altcoins go down extremely hard, like I show you here at Fomo Forged as well. How many 30% do you want, right? But then it goes up with a single 30% and everybody feels like you want to buy it again. Like, but that's stupid. It's stupid. Because I can also count on this chart that it went up a lot. Here, it went up 120%. Well, it's now up 30, right? This was 4 times as much. You better believe people were buying into that. But still, what happened after that? It went down. Well, if we take it to the lows, 84%. So people that were led by emotions, they got wrecked. They just got wrecked, right? So to just make it clear, I'm making these videos as an investor and not as a trader. And if you are a trader, then I would say follow Eric Kron on YouTube. He's a really good trader. I think even Sheldon from Crypto Banter is definitely decent to follow as a trader. But as an investor, I should stay away from that. Because that's not their expertise, right? They outshine me with trading big time, right? But therefore, I'm not talking about that because I don't trade really. I often take some profits, and don't be afraid to do that as well. Because if you look at the crypto market, how many times have you, like, if you are in the camp of like huddle and diamond hands and that kind of bullshit, yeah, that's just an excuse to wreck yourself. That's an amateur thing. Like a lot of people say that just hold and you don't lose if you don't sell and have diamond hands. No, you got wrecked and you're just too stubborn to admit it, right? Like if you would have hold this throughout the complete bear market, you would have taken a total loss of 94%. Your $100 is worth $6, right? And now you recovered. Now you have $9. Congratulations, right? That's not what you want. But you can of course trade this kind of stuff, right? Of course you can. If you are good at this and you feel like, hey, I want to take some profits off of the table, definitely do that. I, for example, sold some Chainlink, right? I sold some Chainlink because I've bought it on an average right here, or at least my average entry price, entry price. I still had some Chainlink leftovers and I've bought some very low. But not my big bags. Like I say, hey, don't go crazy on altcoins. And I don't. My big money is definitely not in altcoins. But I feel like, yeah, you know, I'm not a moron. I can see the range very clear, right? So I've accumulated the downside of the range. Now I was sitting at the top side, so I sold some. Yeah, of course. So people say like, you loser, you sold your Chainlink. Yeah, then like, but if you do not sell your profits, then what good are those profits if they go back down again? But that's the problem. People think that after such a pump, it's not coming back down again. And look, I mean, it might not this time. It might not, right? I think so, but it might not. But then still, there are always other opportunities out there. Don't marry an altcoin. Don't marry an altcoin. Now, what's really interesting to me is if you look, like I've showed you this chart before. This is the total 3. So this is the altcoin market. However, this also includes like USDT, right? So this is basically everything except Bitcoin and Ethereum. Yeah, that's like... okay, maybe not a fair representation of the altcoin market. So here we have total 3 minus USDT. So this is all your outperforming altcoins as well. I always get these comments, of course, like people say like, yeah, but if you bought this altcoin, okay, cool. But these altcoins are also included right here and still the overall altcoin market is going down. You know, which is funny if you look at Bitcoin going up, right? Therefore, you see the dominance go up. Bitcoin is a big ass outperformer right now. So therefore, I said all the time, like, hey, altcoins are not doing well, right? And then you can, of course, say like, yeah, well, look at this altcoin. Yeah, okay, but I'm not talking about that specific altcoin. I'm talking about the collective altcoin market, right? It's still going down. So if you feel FOMO and you feel like, altcoins are pumping right now and people are talking about it again and I'm seeing some altcoins doing 100%, like, congratulations if you happen to be in those from the exact bottom still, right? And did not buy any other bottoms because they went lower, then you would have made a good trade. But like, how? It's not that realistic. But if you feel FOMO, you could just look at the altcoin market like this and be like, okay, what is it doing? I see lower highs. So I see a downtrend, right? There's a downtrend in play, right? And it's not just low highs. With a low, with a low low, we have a low low, right? So yeah, you can say whatever you want. The altcoin market is in a downtrend, but a downtrend is not always like this, right? Where it's down only. Now we are in the phase of crypto, which is, in my opinion, the hardest, where like, this is not the hardest, but this is the fucked up, right? Like this is here you have a lot of money and here you work at the McDonald's flipping burgers. Like, what the fuck just happened? Like, weird. But at least you know what you're up to, right? You look at your portfolio and you be like, okay, and it's gone. Done. Clear. Check. Great. Now we are in the phase of the altcoin market where they go up, right? Pretty significant. 57%. right? It makes people feel like, okay, yes, we are back, let's buy now, right? People don't buy this, people buy this. That's just how human nature works, right? They buy the resistances. But then it goes down and it makes a new lower low, right? People get wrecked. People feel like, fuck, I tried, I finally made some money, I thought, and it still goes down and I have less. God damn. Then it's sitting at the lows. You feel like, nah, never mind. It's like, it's just going down. It's like not going to recover again. Then the altcoin market makes another move, 50%. Feel like, okay, I don't really have anything yet, but let's ape it in anyway. And then it goes down and you're sitting at a new low. And then it goes up with 29%. So also these pumps are diminishing, right? We had 57, 50, 29. So you can say whatever you want and people talk a lot. I see altcoins all over the place. But this altcoin pump is the weakest that we have seen so far, right? It may look bigger because it happened in a shorter time frame. It happened in just 2 weeks. And here it took like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 weeks. This one happened very fast. And it happened during a good Bitcoin run-up, right? So Bitcoin is doing very well. So like people are finally talking about crypto in the first place again. But if you really look at altcoins like this, you'd be like, yeah, okay, well, like it could break this trend finally, right? But it could have also done it over here or here or here or here or here, and it didn't, right? So why should it do it right now, right? So overall, the trend is down and altcoins are in a downtrend. So what do you do in such a downtrend? You do not really buy the resistance, right? Even if, is this the right line? If the former altcoin bottom was the bottom, this right here, which I doubt, but even if it is, then look at the trend and just be like, okay, what is it doing? What is it doing right now? Here it is. It goes up, goes up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Just a prediction. I don't know where that came from, right? Something like that. A lot of people, they feel like, yeah, fuck, I'm missing, let's buy. Just look at one chart and it could prevent you from losing money. Just this one chart right here can already help you with that, right? And just wait for it to come down. Just wait. Patience is all it takes, right? It's not that hard. It's actually not that hard, right? And then you could make the argument like, yeah, but what if like this time is different, or they say just this time is different or whatever, and it does something like this. Well, bro, I can tell you that whenever you are in such a trend, usually if it breaks out, it has a retest, right? Wait for it to break out, retest to confirm that it's an actual breakout and not a fake out, otherwise you're buying the top anyway, and then buy, right? You missed the bottom? Yes, but who fucking cares? You don't want to go try to time the bottom anyway, right? All the people that tried to time the bottom so far have lost money anyway. They thought that this was the bottom, or this was the bottom, or this was the bottom, or this was the bottom, right? It didn't work out. It didn't work out at all, right? So why would you risk your money to try to time the bottom now, right? It's not gonna work out anyway, okay? So altcoins are in a downtrend. If you feel FOMO, just have a little patience. Be like, okay, if I'm a trader, fuck it, you missed this run, right? Doesn't matter, you have look at all these runs right there. You will get new ones, doesn't matter. If you are an investor, then you might want to wait. And not because, you know, this is going to make a huge difference, right? Like if you buy here or here, that doesn't really matter. But there is a good chance that this channel is going to break to the downside, right? And yeah, especially a lot of people, they think I'm an idiot. Like, yeah, no, the crypto market is doing well. It can never go down. Like, bro, okay, if you say so, right? I've been there before. It happens, right? I'm not saying it will, but there's a very good chance. What if it does, right? What if it does? Then you're not only losing money in the meantime, right? But you also miss a, like, if you allocate every dollar that you allocate right here, you can't allocate right here, right? And that's going to be a huge difference whenever it goes back to the upside, right? However, that if you buy now or you wait for the actual uptrend to start the breakout, that's not a huge difference. Then you better just wait a little bit. So if you, and also if you just buy altcoins with your dollars, you know, look at the individual charts, of course, of what you want to buy, right? I mean, if you want to invest in AVAX or something, I don't know, right? You don't want to fully look at the total 3 and based on that make your AVAX investment. Also, of course, look at AVAX in that case. I'm just saying something random, but there you go. Look at this chart, for example. Same as the total 3, basically, but a little more extreme, right? AVAX. You could say like, hey, wow, we had a 30% pump. Crazy, alt season. No, it's a fucked up big downtrend, right? It's a big ass downtrend. High, low, high, low, high, low, high, low, high, low, 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 low. Like, it's going down. It's actually going down. And yeah, in the shorter time frame, it's going up now. Of course, right? But therefore I said like, hey, figure out for yourself why you are in the market. Are you in the market for the longer term? Do you want to invest now and maybe take some profits off of the table in a week or two? Then that's different, right? That's different. And there are altcoins that are outperforming. Look, I mean, this chart right here, this is every altcoin, right? But some are doing worse than this and some are doing better. Therefore, this is the average, right? But if you look at an altcoin that's doing better, for example, you can take a look at Solana. Solana has gone up over the last 2 weeks with now 50% in 2 weeks. That's insane. That's insane. But if it's already up with 50%, do you really feel like, okay, so I'm now gonna buy Solana? Right? Apart from the fact that I think that this is a pretty big resistance area, but the people that profited from this were the people that got in, well, anywhere before this 50% pump, basically, right? If you are buying here, let me put it like this. I've took my profits on Solana. I have a little bit left, right? But if I would have a big bag of Solana, right? And you were to buy right here, which makes the price go up, yeah, I will be the one that sells you those coins, right? So try to think for yourself like, okay, am I making a smart move right here? A smart calculated move right here? Or have I a little too much FOMO and am I going to end up offering myself as exit liquidity? Right? Don't ever get emotional because you feel like you have missed out on something. If you look at the overall altcoin market, if you have no position at all and you are sitting on the sidelines, you haven't missed out anyway, because all it's doing is now making yet another lower high, right? And until it breaks out, that stands, right? If it does break out, confirm and go up, then I'm gonna change everything I think about it. Of course, you have to adjust to the market. But for now, it's nothing else different than this, right? So if that's the case, you didn't miss out. And if you have been applying the same strategy as I am, which is buying Bitcoin, then you are in more profits than if you would have invested it into altcoins in the first place. Because yeah, like we showed earlier, if you look at the altcoin market over the last 2 weeks, so if you were 100% in Solana, yeah, stupid for going 100% in, but then you would have made more profits. But I'm not talking again about the outperformers or the underperformers. I'm talking about the collective average altcoin market. So whatever you bought from wick to where we are right now, the altcoin market in the last 2 weeks went up 12%. Okay, but if you would have bought Bitcoin from the wick, well, there wasn't no wick, so from the low until where we are right now, you're up 26%, right? So Bitcoin outperformed altcoins more than double, right? And therefore, you can, at any certain point when you feel like, okay, now it's time for me to get into the altcoin market, look at altcoins on their Bitcoin pair. And therefore we had this beauty chart right here. You can look at that and be like, okay, altcoins have gone down enough against Bitcoin. I'm now converting my Bitcoin into altcoins because I think this chart is going to go up again. Then you first made money with Bitcoin, stayed completely safe, and then you can ride the altcoin wave. It's super important. Yeah, sorry that my videos are always so long, but this is like, I can't say this shit in 10 minutes. I maybe can, but like sometimes you have to just, I don't know. For me, it works if somebody preps it in like that. If you don't like it, let me know. I can try to make them shorter though. But like, it's a waste if we will be sitting at the top of the next bull run and you really didn't profit from it as much as you could because you didn't want to see these charts or you felt FOMO or so. Therefore, I would love to talk about this so much. But to give you a little spoiler, the turning point is coming, right? I think soon it is time to convert some Bitcoin into altcoins. To wrap it up with, okay? Why do I say that? Well, it's very simple. Bitcoin dominance, it's not here, right? I don't think it is going to go here, okay? I think this is more the area where we could top out, basically. And that's because this includes stables as well. And if you look at the dominance without stable coins, it is sitting here already, right? So I've drawn this for a Patreon video yesterday where the people in the Patreon got this information. I think that the Bitcoin dominance, excluding stable coins, is sitting at a pretty big resistance area. Therefore, I've drawn this line like it could definitely go down a little bit right now. And that's, by the way, yeah, exactly what it did. Touched this area, it went down, and I think it could definitely go down a little more. So you will probably in the coming days, weeks, see altcoins do a little better against their Bitcoin pairs. If it breaks this trend line, it could, and it could go higher, right? But if we take a look at altcoins on their Bitcoin pair, if we take away USDT or USDT and USDC, then you will see that it's actually sitting in, well, it's approaching an accumulation area, right? And I'm not waiting for this piece of wick right here. We're not going to try to time the bottom right here. But this whole area right here, I think this is kind of an accumulation area. So therefore, I think soon it's time to look at like, hey, now what are really the strong, solid altcoins? You know, some high caps, but definitely some good low caps that you can maybe slowly DCA into to prepare for the next bull run. I'm not going to try to time the bottom anyway. Like I said, if I will tell you like, hey guys, I'm putting some Bitcoin in an altcoin, right? And it goes down a little more. Yeah, then you can like, yeah, that's going to happen, of course, right? Like, we're not going to do it perfect, but it's about DCAing the whole area. And to me, it looks like, yeah, we should not do this for too long. We have been like, this strategy has worked out like insane for the last year. But we should also realize like, okay, when it's time to turn it around a little bit. And I think it's coming, definitely. So the content should be more fun. I am excited to talk about that, to be bullish again, man. And I'm not fully bullish on altcoins yet, just because of the macro, because how everything is looking. If we like to wrap it up with, once we got the fake Bitcoin ETF news, you see what happens, right? The Bitcoin dominance shoots up. Okay, that's the last thing I want to say. So whenever we get the real ETF, yeah, how do you think the dominance is going to look like then? I think that will take the dominance to the final position it's got to be. And then it's altcoin time. So if you like the content, subscribe to the channel, turn the bell notification on. There is a Patreon down below where you can get exclusive videos, early calls, personal consulting, my portfolio insights, way more than that. So definitely check it out, and I'll see you guys very soon.